Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, what I call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio program. And Shelby McCall taking care of us. It's hard to believe we're already in our final segment of today's show. Ron, Bill, y'all still awake? Y'all still awake out there?
Fastest 90 minutes out in outdoor radio.
Well, that's because we're prepared. That's because
let's do this one because I'm gonna get out of the truck and go shoot some squirrels.
Yeah, Bill's got to get out there.
I'm gonna go catch a bass.
All right, well, okay.
I hope you get them, Bill.
Both of y'all, you can have a bass squirrel lunch and everything.
There you go.
The guy that's coming up next has probably got to work today, so I mean it's part of his job with the TWRA, and we're going to talk a little boating safety here. Betsy Woods, we talked to Betsy a lot, but she said you really need to talk to Joe Campbell. With our investigating boating accident investigator, and because we're getting ready to hit the Labor Day weekend. We also had an event, a tragic event, last Saturday on Pickwick Lake, and so we're going to talk to Joe a little bit about that. But anyway, good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Thank you for taking time. Describe what your job is.
Yeah, so my job, I work as a boating investigator, and our job is to, anytime we have a fatal crash or a critical crash, our job is to go out and assist the local officers just to make sure that we're collecting all the evidence and getting it together, that we've got a full investigation at the end of the day.
And how long you been doing this?
Been doing this for 23 years now.
I thought you had a long time. And so when things happen like they did last weekend with 40-year-old man and a 6-year-old daughter getting killed in a jet boat, ski boat collision, that's got to pull at your heart. I mean,
it is. Those are the tragic ones, and those, we had several of our officers. We had 6 or 8 officers that responded right away.
Yeah.
And two of our officers got there and is involved in the patient care part of it.
Really? Yeah.
That's the part of it that. I think folks may see us out there in the boats and riding around and checking safety equipment, but it's that part of the job that we all realize that we have to do it, but it's just nothing that we just nothing we want to do, but that's just part of the job.
2 personal watercrafts. So tell us what's going on. The investigation is continuing, right, Joe?
It is, and I'm really limited on what I can say, but we do know that 2 jet skis collided, and we know that a man and his daughter both died.
Yeah.
But we're still actively investigating this. We've got multiple officers that are conducting interviews and just working to gather every bit of information that we can get, so we can determine exactly what led up to this collision and why it happened.
And Joe, talk about these are your worst fears. I know in your position for so many years, and none of them are easy. This probably was a real hard one for you to deal with. It had to be, for particularly your 2 guys that were there so quickly. And I think your guys' job is you're directing traffic out there, and it's hard to direct when people don't know what's going on. So. Talk about boating safety is a major deal. Betsy tells us this. I don't know how many fatalities we've had this year in the state of Tennessee, but one is one too many. So talk about this incident like this and get ready for Labor Day weekend. What advice do you give, Joe?
There's contributing factors that are common year after year after year, and the primary one is improper lookout, not having a proper lookout in your boat. And, on the boats right now, there's so many distractions between your graphs and your graphs finders and the technology that's there, cell phones, other people in the boat. So all of that, we're just finding that it's distracting the driver. And we're just seeing that they're not really aware of their surroundings sometimes until it's too late.
Well, that happens on the interstate,
It does.
When we do this, Bill Cooksey, you're listening in on this. I'd like your comments because I know you have a real feeling about being on Kentucky Lake when people are nuts or whatever it might be. So
for sure. I mean, we all learn about defensive driving, when we're learning to drive a car, and the same thing goes on the water. I mean, personal watercraft. One time I tried to pull an inner tube with them, and I was like, it scared the fire out of me, and because I just didn't feel I had good control, and I didn't feel like I could watch everything properly. But I see people doing these things all the time, and I realize it's legal and they may be good at it, but man, be careful out there, especially on these holiday weekends. There's so much traffic, and you see people and you think, what are they thinking? So you better be thinking to avoid them.
Yeah, and Joe, you would echo that. I know from your time with the agency. Come Labor Day, we talk about the holidays: Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day. I don't know which one is more busy. I think this year we've got more people on the water because of COVID. People are out and about more. I can imagine what the boat traffic was last Saturday on Pickwick. It was probably pretty busy, wasn't it?
It was extremely busy, and on Kentucky Lake as well, because I crossed over that bridge earlier that day. And yes, you're exactly right. We are seeing more and more boaters out on the river this year, and with that, we're seeing an increase in our numbers. But something that was alluded to earlier is something we see is just the speed. It just seems like that, everybody's in a hurry when they're on a boat to get from point A to point B. And if there's just another thing that I can do to encourage people is just to slow down, and that will give you more time to assess the situation and to react properly.
And I know
to another boater.
Ron, you're listening in on this as a fisherman. Yeah. And Bill is too. Most fishermen don't want to be out there when all the other traffic is out there. So I'm saying early in the morning for fishermen, late in the afternoon used to be for fishermen, but I think now we've opened the doors. Ron, you're really big on safety and those personal watercraft, and
very much,
and wearing that life jacket.
I say that almost every time I'm on the radio, Larry, talking about wearing those life jackets.
Yeah.
But also it's important now that later on in the evening, early in the morning, use those navigation lights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe would say that.
There's no reason not to do any of that. And also to look out and be on the right of way when you're approaching a boat. And just like we're talking about today, I can't impress on how important it is to be safe on the water.
Well, I think, as Joe will mention, personal watercraft, they're fun. I have to admit that they can be fun if they're done correctly and everything like that. But, man, you don't have too many of them with a right turn blinker or anything like that, or tail lights or whatever it might be, Joe. And so, as you said, distractions can be easy. And these things, I don't know how fast one of them will go. I mean, what's the top speed of a personal watercraft, I wonder? I don't know.
It's easily in the 60s.
In the 60s? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. And they're bigger now, they're more powerful. But they can turn on the dime, and if they turn on the dime, somebody else may be already on that dime. So
right, exactly.
That's what the problem is. So before we let you go, one more word, then. Will you be on the water Labor Day weekend, Joe?
Yes, sir, we will.
You will, won't you? So you guys will be out there, and your job is not, a lot of people think, oh, here they come. They're going to check me out again. They shouldn't be worried, should they, Joe? I mean, you guys are out there to save lives, aren't you?
Yeah. Our job is to make sure everybody goes home at the end of the day.
Well, somebody didn't last weekend, and it's really sad, and I know it tugs at everybody that works for the TWRA on the water. It tugs at them. Joe Campbell, thank you for being with us, buddy. I hope you have a safe Memorial weekend, and everybody out there learns from this tragedy that we had. Again, Joe, thank you, man. Okay, we'll stay in touch, all right?
Larry,
thank you.
Talking to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's just one of those things, Bill. You're on the water a lot. Ron's on the water a lot. You guys are on the water a lot more than me because I don't have a boat. But I know it happens, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And it's hard to, continually talk about the same thing about the life jackets and navigation lights, but also be cognizant of your speed, look out for other people, and nowadays, just navigating in and out of coves or creeks, anywhere you go, that's one place you should never be in that big of a hurry to get there. And I'm sure Bill will tell you as a hunter, how important is it to have good lights, navigation lights, and also
learning
spotlights.
what the dang buoys mean. What's a green buoy? What's
there you
the red
go.
buoy? Which side of them should I be on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that,
Yeah,
Bill,
you're right.
because I know you having a son, when you take him out on the water and things, but everything's speed. I had no, I knew the personal watercrafts could go fast, but 60 miles an hour, golly.
I like going fast on the water. I love it.
Well, I love it too when there's nobody around, but
right.
if I'm watching, I can remember going fishing with a guy that we pulled in a cove. He made 2 casts, and before I could get my life jacket back on, he took off, and my life jacket he's probably still in that cove, because he was known for a man. It's not you, Ron, so don't worry about it. That it was pretty speedy. But anyway, let's talk about. First of all, thank you, Ron, and you, Bill Cooksey, for being with us next week, 5th Saturday. No Charlie Covington. I'm sorry, Charlie. His work shift has changed, and so all of his poems will just go straight to the website. But Dave Gabbert, Gene Smith will be with me next Saturday. Rob Sembeck, our good friend Rob Sembeck, has come out with a new book, and we're going to talk to Rob, Bill, and Ron.
Well, that's a cool dude right there.
That's a cool. We're going to get into his career and some of the stuff that he's done and who he knows is pretty amazing.
He knows everybody.
He knows everybody, and everybody knows him. And Hunter Education is back. Now, I said that at the first of the show. We're going to have Randy Husky on from the TWRA Hunter Education to talk about it. It's a little bit different, but it's back, and I'm so glad it's back. So that'll be on next week's show. I can't wait for that. Shelby McCall, thank you for taking care of us. Guys, hope y'all have a great weekend. Ron, you catch a fish. Bill, you kill a squirrel or two.
I'm going to try to. And also, go out to lroutdoors.com next weekend. I should have some pictures ready to go from the American Crappie Trail Tournament.
Yes.
On the Washita River.
Yeah.
West Monroe, Louisiana. And that'll be next weekend.
All right. We look forward to that, Ron. All right. Sweet for all you guys. All right. Y'all have a great one. This is Larry Ray reminding you as I do each and every week. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else, guys? God bless the USA.